It is, what time is it? It is 10 of right now. So, and it starts at 5 o'clock, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, well, 10 o'clock for you, yeah, 5 o'clock for me. Okay. How am I supposed to? I can't make it friends only. I'm not the host of the lobby. It is friends only. Oh, I'm trying to help people get in here. I love it. I mean, it is so much fun. Yeah. We're in, and we're actually. Oh, good. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay. We'll find out today. I was gonna say, because I mean, just being on the Discord call shouldn't send your, your stream that, far into.
we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Welcome back to Season 8, Tier 2 for Moose Racing League. It is Sunday night. It's Moose Day. It's myself, and it's yet again my friend stateside. It's Jim.
Welcome aboard. I hope you guys are ready for one hell of a race today because it's going to be crazy.
Yep, we are going to be hitting it hard. This track, Jim, this Qatari track, I'm not too sure about it, brother. It seems a little bit one pace to me.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a very different day as it was, our first time as MRL racing here. I mean, we've seen a bunch of different strategies. We've seen softs, we've seen hards, we've seen mediums, we've seen people run out of fuel, we've seen no safety cars. It's just, we have no idea what we're going to see here tonight.
Yeah, and
except good racing.
I was begging for safety cars. I had no penalties in Tier 5, and I was begging for some safety car action.
Yep. I was begging for safety cars because I was God knows where, and I needed some fuel, so I ran out today. But no, I think we're in a good spot. I think this is going to be a really, really fun race today.
Well, here it is then. It's the Formula One Qatari Grand Prix. How do you pronounce it? Lazio?
Is it Laseo?
Laseo.
I have no idea. We're going to make up words. That's what we do here.
It sounds
make up names, make up words. Yeah.
So we are going to be racing at, we'll call it Qatar. Qatar, it is a 5-kilometer track with 16 turns. There is only one DRS detection zone. There are a couple of different strategies that people have been using on this track over the course of today. The elevation and the tight turns in sectors 2 and 3 seem to favour a higher downforce setup, with obviously the very, very long straight where people have been going in to try and make their turns. What do you think about the track so far?
I have seen a lot of close racing, and we've seen throughout the whole day, we've seen a ton of track limits warnings. Like you said earlier, you were hoping for a safety car. There have been tons of those today. I feel like that just comes, there's not a whole lot of places to pass. So I feel like people kind of try and push their limits, maybe where they shouldn't, and it ends up being a track limits warning at least, and then that carries on throughout the race.
Yeah, for sure. And as we said earlier on, it is the first time we've ever raced at Qatar with Moose Racing League. I guess the description of the track here is a fast flowing track, but downloaded heavy. I didn't check the file first. It should be downforce heavy track. Overtaking outside the straight will take some bravery, if you ask me, around some of those long sweeping turns. Some of them a bit slower than others, but obviously we've got those real full throttle turns in sector 3, the 2 to 3 right-handers.
Yes,
indeed.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get everyone into the lobby here, and then we're good.
Yeah, one thing that we have struggled with the last couple of weeks, Jim, is getting people in. They need to add us sooner and make sure if you're watching, if you've got the stream on, guys, whilst you're racing, please ensure that you are set, ready to rock and roll. Myself and Jim are ready to try and do the intro to the race, and intro to you wonderful people. It's really difficult when you're not ready to rock and roll and get on the grid in plenty of time. It's gone 10 o'clock. We will be starting very, very shortly. We have to start on time. The drivers we wanted to watch tonight were Kermit Attacks. He's actually not driving now, so we'll scrap him from our list. It's Big Mama Frank, who I was massively impressed with last week, and Simon Colston as well, Jim. I thought he raced real well last week.
I think they both had very good. Big Bomber Frank had great pace, and Simon Colston, I think he had a couple of incidents around, middle of the race, but he definitely had the pace. And I think Prid King is going to be sitting in for Kermit tonight, who I think also had a very good race last week. So he can be a guy we can keep. He can just fill right in Kermit's spot there, and he'll just.
Well, tell you what, let's take a look at the drivers' standings then, because that'll give us an indication as to last week. So, yeah, absolutely. So Kermit won the race last week. He also picked up a pole position. So you ended up with 25 points. The fastest lap of the race actually went to Fake Mano. So Fake Mano finished in P7 with 7 points in the end. But the top 3 was made of Kermit, Big Mama Frank, and Prid King. So Prid King is the reserving again tonight in that Aston Martin. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what those 3 can do. Simon finished 4th in the Williams last week. Interesting to see what some of the guys down the bottom and the lower reaches of that driver's standings, what they can do. Because we know the races aren't, the championship isn't won or lost in week 1. But you certainly can build a little bit of confidence or lack of.
You look right outside the points. You have Epic Wins, who's obviously a former champion. You have all these names that we see. Ketchin is down there as well. All of these guys that race and have tons of experience that I expect to see climb their way back up into the points here.
Yeah, here's hoping. Whilst we're looking at standings, let's just take a quick look at the team standings. So at present, Aston Martin leading the way, and that was Kermit and J-Joe. So J-Joe's got some heavy lifting to do this week, if you ask me, because Kermit's out. So we need some heavy lifting from J-Joe. Can't always rely on Prid King to come in and snaffle a load of points. It's Ferrari in P2 with 18 points, AlphaTauri in P3. Down at the bottom at the moment, we've got Mercedes and Alfa Romeo yet to score. Anybody
I think we'll see that change today.
Anybody in particular you're looking forward to watching today, mate?
I am looking to see how Technic Speedy does today. We talked about him last week.
Yeah.
And I feel like he definitely had the pace too, and he was very good in the rookie races. I think he just got a little unlucky last week, so I expect to see him make his way towards the front here today.
Okay, good. Again, because we've got very little experience around this track, I think it's been really interesting looking at some of the data from some of the other tiers as to the pace. I mean, the guy that won the Tier 5 race, he won that race by 26 seconds. I don't know whether something happened to the person in P2, but he won that by 26 seconds.
Mm-hmm. I do know that Lollipops was close to him. He was my teammate, and then he spun twice.
Yes, he
did. I don't know how close he was at the time of spinning, but I know he was in the lead or around P2 somewhere up there. So,
right, okay. I did see Lollipops sideways on the track a couple of times. It has to be said, and I was over a minute behind the guy who won the race. I think 53 seconds. 53 seconds.
I was way back there. So I was doing well when I had fuel, but when you run out of fuel, it's pretty tough to do anything here. So I'm assuming that all of the drivers have gotten that bit of information from their teammates that I've raced earlier in the day. So I don't expect to see too many people running out of fuel here.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, wouldn't you? You'd like to think so. Right, well, we've got Moo Irons, mate. You're on board with Moo Irons right now. He's the first car out on track. He's just starting home straight, and away he goes.
See how he does here. We've got a car coming out on the track in front of him, but I think he's got DRS open. This is a tough lap here because you actually run out of ERS deployment on the final straight. So I don't know if anyone here is going to be trying to play with it, maybe through some of the slower corners and then, click it off and then click it back on the straight. So maybe they get an extra bump down the main straight, but I know I don't have the skill for that. So
I had an awful qualifying.
Looks like he's trying to get some sector times here as he crosses lines and see just where he's at. This is one of the sector 2. I feel like is one of the sectors where you can make up some of the most time. Yeah. There are a lot of medium slow corners there. Sector 3 is pretty much just almost flat out, except for maybe the final two corners here.
Yeah, So the barometer we've got then is a 54.3 for the sector 2 time.
We're looking, I would assume some of these guys are going to get into the mid-20s here. I mean, that's, you know, I would say a 120.7 is probably going to be a really good time for Tier 2. I wouldn't be surprised if we see someone hit that today.
Well, we've got a 121.9 for Moo Irons, begging one's pardon. There's a Haas kicking around somewhere. Is it MB Jacobson? Yeah, MB Jacobson coming around the last. He's 7/10 slower, so I'm expecting MB Jacobson to be in like the 22s, maybe late 22s, unless he's had a spectacular. 22.9.
He was also on mediums as well, so that maybe he's trying to save a set of softs for the race.
Yeah. 22.4 for Kostag, the man from Greece. A couple more cars are about to cross the line. It's Simon Colston who goes second fastest in the Williams with a 21.9, 200 slower than Moo Irons. The Stig hits a 22 flat. Gets himself out of the way of his McLaren teammate, the Big Mac Dan, whose race didn't last very long last week. And look at that lap.
There's a lap we're looking for.
Wow, okay. Drew Lassard has gone 9/10. That's 9/10 quicker with a 21 flat.
Yep. Yeah, that's the kind of lap times I'm expecting to see towards the end of qualifying here. Definitely someone's going to get into the 20s.
Yeah.
Because as comparison, I mean, pole time in Tier 5 was what, a 121.5? So these guys haven't even put in a 121.6. I forget what it was, but these guys haven't touched that yet, most of them. So I would expect us to see more times like Drew's popping up here as we go.
I'll tell you what, do you want to jump on with Fake Mano? Fake Mano's just about to start a lap.
Where is he? Let's get on board
One
with
of our former champions, of course. He was Tier 3 champion in Season 6.
Yes. Yep, he was. I was in Tier 3. Oh, he goes
big
really
mistake there.
wide there
That's
and
him
invalid.
done. He's cooked.
Yep.
He's cooked.
That's another instance of track limits. Just, I mean, that was way outside, but I mean, that's all it takes is one little bobble mid-corner here, and you are definitely getting a warning.
Looks like a slow lap from J-Joe. Doesn't feel like a particularly quick one to me. He was 55 seconds plus at the split for the second sector, so we might see him in our 122, late 122s.
Yeah, and he's another guy that threw on the medium, so maybe his strategy is going to be softs to hards or softs to something. But I expect him and Jacobson both use the mediums on their first go around, so I would say their race strategy definitely has softs involved.
Yeah,
if I had to guess. But we have, let's see, who's coming across the line? Is this Epic? Epic is just starting his lap now, it looks like.
Epic, let's jump on with Epic then.
Yep. Is taking good line into turn 1. My broadcast camera is impossible to try and figure out what's going on.
21 already, Freddie. How is he in Tier 2? Well, I don't know, unless everyone's supposed to be up there. Maybe. I'm pretty sure, actually, Drew Lassard had done some reserving last season in Tier 1.
And I believe he did, but I don't. With him being a reserve, I think he is eligible for both tiers, as Epic invalidates right there, I believe. So I believe he wasn't like so far up into, the time trials where he was eligible for only Tier 1. So I feel like he was kind of mid Tier 1 to lower Tier 1. So he was for both tiers. I don't make those decisions. I just
I'm
assume
pretty
that's
sure
how it is.
reserves are only allowed to reserve in one tier right now. I'm only allowed to reserve in Tier 5.
Mm-hmm.
I've been hoping to reserve in Tier 6 and Tier 5, but just Tier 5 for me. Asylum seemed to set a pretty quick first sector. I missed the second sector split.
Let's see what
Black Arrow
he
comes
is.
round
I'm
the
on
final
board with
corner.
him. Yeah. He's got... Seems like it's going to be a pretty good lap here. 121... Oh,
22
just
flat.
outside the one. 22 flat.
Fake Mano. Is Fake Mano back on a lap again? He is. He's
Yes.
probably going to be top 6.
Goes 4th.
1,000th slower than Big Mac Dan. So taking Drew Lassard out of the equation here, that is a tight top 5.
That's a tight top, even if you go down to 8th. I mean,
yeah.
Speedy is a 121.8, and you have Stig with a 122 flat and a half. That is pretty much 2/10 between, is that 6, 7 drivers?
Yeah.
That's the type of battling that you really want to see.
Well, let's see if Stig can actually improve his time as well. He's gone back out again then. Just about manages to keep that valid in Sector 1. He's coming up to some traffic. After these 2 right-handers, there is a little bit of traffic. Looks like there is either a Williams or an Alpine stranded. Is it going to get in the way?
I think
Well, it takes that wide.
should be okay. A little wide, but inside the track limits.
The Alpine.
Let's see what his... Ooh, that was really... Oof, I don't know. No, that was a good line. It looked a little wide at start, but... Let's see
That's
where
nice.
he's coming.
Oh, he's just had to
coming up
lift
the end
there.
of
Yeah,
sector
he's
2.
invalidated.
Oh, yep.
That's a shame because that was
That's
looking
it.
like a decent lap. Maybe. He was 8/10 outside his personal best. Right, what have we got? We've got multiple people coming down the straight. We've got MB Jacobson. Like he's setting a lap.
Set a lap here.
Nice lap. Go 10th fastest. 4 thousandths above his teammate Lanciarchi.
South boys are sitting right on top of each other.
Gary's about to start. Here's another previous Tier 2 champion. So Gary 5000, currently sitting in P14 with a 123 flat. He is about to set himself a real lap this time. Let's watch Gary. Gary's made some adjustments. He's gone no assists, I think, this season. Reckons it's going to hamper his pace.
So,
We'll see.
yeah. Yep. So, I mean, it's a tough thing taking off, you take off no assists, you take off, that's one thing. But when you take off the line and everything, that is truly a test of full skill, I believe, in this game.
Which is why I will be doing it.
Yeah, no, us Tier 5 gremlins down there, we don't we don't do that.
If there's one thing I categorically need, it's line. I mean, I did some no assist time trials around this track, and the slow left-hander caused me a couple of issues, but it was okay the rest of it because it's pretty much foot to the floor.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No,
Sector 2 time.
I raced in the no assist race last week, and that was something to behold. There he is, just about a 10th over, so maybe looks like he's keeping his foot in it. Maybe he had a pretty bad Sector 3 last time, so we'll see.
Oh! So not
And
Pops
that'll be
came
it.
in, says, let's go
That'll-
ETA Joseph and FRL Kermit. He's called it a day, as Gary. He's diving into the pits with 6 minutes left to go in quali then. So, at present, it is Drew Lassard, who looks like he is back out on another lap again. Drew Lassard currently on provisional pole with Simon Colston John on the front row. Here comes Drew then, down the final home straight. 117, 118, 119. Can he go quicker? He can. He gets into the 120s. It's 120.8 for the Alfa Romeo Drew Lassard.
The lap time I expect to be pretty good for pole. We've got Simon and Speedy are 121.5s, so they're going to need really impressive laps. I think
They really are. I
steal
would
it here
be.
from Drew.
I would be surprised if Drew's time wasn't competitive in Tier 1.
And tier 1, yeah. I would say that's probably a top 10 time in Tier 1. Obviously, we have, the likes of Giants Fan and Zylo and all those really ridiculously fast people that I will never be. But I think a 120.8 is a very time around here.
Yeah, that is a ridiculous time for Drew Lassard, 20.8. So Freddie says, get this man out. That's his feedback so far tonight. Mr. Ketchin. Look, another Marcus. Look, another Marcus and another Andy. Remember that from last season. Season 7 and Season 8 saw the two biggest blowouts, I think, in terms of rookies coming into Tier 2 and taking it by storm. We know Drew isn't a rookie. However, that is looking pretty competitive for most tiers right now.
Yes. I'm expecting everyone to be heading either into the pits now or maybe Fake Mano. Oof, almost like he is on a lap here.
Fake Mano is?
Oh!
Not anymore, he's not.
He was on a lap. I don't know if that's considered a curse or not, but
into the pits you go, Mano. I'll take that as a curse. So next on, Big Dan, he's invalidated as well. Kostag. Has Kostag stayed out? No. Kostag's down into pits. So we've only got one guy out on track, and it is PWR Asylum with the 122 flat so far.
We will see how he improves his time here at the end of Sector 1. He is up a 10th, so I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but as close as the field is right now, if he were to hold that through the rest of his lap, he would move up to P6.
It looks like a purple Sector 1, and I don't know whether that's a glitch with the system or not, but that was a purple Sector 1.
It didn't show it on mine, so...
Okay, glitch it is.
Glitch. We're going to go with the glitch.
We'll go with the glitch. 53.5 maybe? No, he's in the 54s. He's lost a fraction there in Sector 2.
Dylan, just a fraction, but...
Hey, kiss me.
Just a fraction, but I believe he's still rolling here. Oh, doesn't invalidate.
Yeah, a 10th. Oh, I don't know how he's kept that legal.
That was about as close as you can get to not invalidate.
Yeah. Oh, he improved by almost 3/10 in the end. Good final sector.
Yep.
But he's going to have an opportunity to do one lap with ERS off if he wants to have another run at this.
If I were Asylum, I would be calling that a day. But we've got 2 minutes left, and there are a bunch of people staying in the pits, but I also see many cars exiting the pit lane right now to come out for their final lap.
It's about to get busy. It's the final shootout in short qualification for the Qatari Grand Prix in Tier 2 for Moose Racing League. Drew Lassard currently occupies the premium? I suppose you can call it premium. Provisional pole with a 120.8. We've then got a whole host of cars who are very close. It's Simon Colston, Technic Speedy, Semtex, Asylum, Happy Like Pies, Big Mac Down, Fake Mano, Moo, Irons, and Stig, all within half a second of each other. That's your top 10.
There is going to be a very large amount of traffic on this final lap. All I can say is I hope no one spins, because it's going to be...
Oh, just as you said that,
very
somebody is out. It's Big Mama Frank, who is out.
Looks like he spun. That looked like he was his out lap, though, so I don't know... Yeah. That was weird, because I don't think he was on a lap, so he must have spun, maybe trying to warm up the tires. But the Red Bulls are out here now, starting their lap.
Yeah, the car at the very front is Happy Like Pies. It's Epic Plays. Epic Wins.
I like that. New name. Epic Plays. Epic Pies. Let's just combine them both.
Epic Happy Pies. Kostag crashed into BMF. Oh, no. So Kostag in the Ferrari crashed into Big Mama Frank. In the Ferrari. Ferrari Strat catching on, even in the online world. Ferrari on Ferrari drama. Good grief.
Epic was a little bit over a 10th up in his first sector, so we'll see what he's up 3/10 here.
So that is front row material.
Yep.
Figure
he
out where
is
Simon
definitely moving.
So there's that car there. Okay. Obviously we've got the Red Bull, Irons and Fatweed.
Everyone got their laps. Everyone's got their laps started, though, so everyone will get a time in here.
Yeah.
Epic looks like he's gonna put it.
Puts it on the front row. Alfa Romeo front row.
It's a complete lockout right now. Irons goes P6 with a 121.6.
Fat Weed, P7.
Fat Weed. Yep, 121.7. That's a good lap for him, seeing as how he hadn't had one yet.
Semtex actually went P3, Semtex. Colston's about to come around the final turn. Can he put it on the front row? Needs a couple of tenths. What's he got? He does!
Ooh, a 121. And he was one of those people. I was looking at his ERS. It wasn't fully deployed, so he was one of the drivers as Drew Lassard goes a 120.7. As I'm just about... I did see Simon playing with his ERS, so he had enough for the straight, so I don't know how much that actually saves at the end.
Yeah. We got J. Joe, currently sat in P18. He didn't have a great qualification last week. What's he going to do this week? Can he put it in the top... no, 13th. Only 13th. And that's quali done. That is qualification.
He's done.
Wow.
Prid King also never set a lap, so the Alfa Romeo is a little bit on the back foot here. I mean, Aston Martin's on the back foot.
Yeah, that is not a great session.
Alfa Romeo is not on the back foot. They are starting P1 and P4 for the race.
Not a great session for Haas. Not a great session for Aston Martin. IRL, Ferrari turning against each other in the game. Kostag crashed into BMF. Was it the other way around? Was it BMF crashed into Kostag, was it? You can't believe we missed it. Right then, so it's go on, maybe. Go for it.
We've got Drew Lassard on pole, followed by Simon Colston. Kostag, even though I don't know who ran into who for the Ferraris, he still ended up P3, so that's pretty good qualifying for him. We've had Epic Wins P4, Semtex with a great lap at P5, Stig in P6, Technic Speedy P7, Big Mac Dan in P8, Moo Irons 9, and Red Bulls of Fatweed in P10. We've got PWR Asylum, Fake Mano, J-Joe, Land Sharky, MB Jacobson, Kapachi, Chili Willy, Gary, Big Mama Frank, and with no time set is Prid King at the bottom.
There you go. So it's not looking particularly good for any of our podium sitters last week. One isn't racing, and two of them are at the bottom of the qualification standings. Are we going to see a huge shake-up in the championship standings after round 2, Jim?
That could be. I mean, like I said, with Prid King being a reserve, I mean, I races he's going to, get into and, make this year. But, I mean, he's P3 in the championship right now. So that's, definitely looking like we're going to have a flip-flop around. But we have a whole race to go. We do not know how this race is going to pan out. If it pans out anything like Tier 5, I can only imagine.
Anything can happen, Pat. Pat the Rock is in. Aston definitely looks like an Alfa Romeo. BMF going to come back strong, says Freddie. Let's hope so, Freddie. We'd like to see, obviously, with a big shout out for Big Mama Frank last week. He delivered like the pizza delivery guy, and this week we're expecting something similar from the back of the grid.
Yes.
Let's see.
While I grab another drink.
Yeah, you go for that, Jim. I'll be interested to see, guys, what happens from a strategy point of view. What tyres are we going to see on these cars? Are we going to see people going medium to hard, hard to medium? Are people going to do softs? We did see some drivers with the medium tyre during qualification, which tells me they might be saving a set of softs for that latter stage of the race.
That was, I believe, one was MB Jacobson, who qualified, I think, P14. So maybe, he starts on hards, goes as long as he can, and then throws on the softs. We'll find out.
4, 5 red lights here at Qatar in Tier 2. It's Moose Racing League, and it's showtime. It's Drew Lassard gets away with a horrible camera angle. It's Simon Colston up into second position. It pretty much stays as it was. A couple of changes in midfield, but no! Colston collected!
Oh, no!
Get out!
We've got Simon Colston and Jacobson out immediately.
Wow.
Jacobson looked like he had nowhere to go there.
It's a safety car. On lap 1, 2 drivers out. I tell you what, Jim. We back Simon Colston, Kermit, and Big Mama Frank to have good days, and all of a sudden, it's a shocker.
We are not doing so well with our predictions.
We are
today,
not.
But Big Mama Frank is already up 8 positions, however. So there's
Yeah.
maybe a light at the end of the tunnel. That was unfortunate. I saw Simon Carlson off the track. I don't know if he got pushed off of there and then tried to, come back on and just looked like he got sideways right in front of Jacobsen there. And Jacobsen, unfortunately, had nowhere to go and no time to react.
Yeah, no time to react at all. And to be honest, we had such a horrible camera angle from the game that I wish I'd been on board with Simon. I started off going on board with P2 so I could check the rear wing camera and the front, obviously the front camera. I started doing that last season and I've changed it in broadcast camera and it was horrific. So next week, I think we'll change to going on board with P2 because we had such horrific angles on that one. We hardly caught any of the action. So it's an Alfa Romeo 1-2 at the minute.
Couple guys coming in the pits. Big Mom Frank in the pits.
Now, we having some...
Looks like these guys have... I don't know if they have wing damage.
We've got wings. More wings than British Airways are coming out, guys. No wing
for the Aston Martin.
Yeah, no wing for the Aston. Big Mama Frank.
I don't know.
Oh, I think that was a wing for Gary as well.
Definitely a wing for Gary and definitely a wing for Technic Speed.
Yeah, and I think
I
think we saw one go on Big Mama Frank, did we?
What happened? Stig was way up there and then spun.
Where is he now?
Under safety car. He's in P13. He was definitely P4.
Oh no! I've just watched an Alpine drive into the back of a Red Bull. That'll be Capacci on Moo Irons, no doubt.
Irons. I don't know. Don't see any
damage. Yes, yellow. Indeed. Epic. Up into P2. Giants fan. Love when the guy who caused the incident is still sitting up at the top. Oh, Giants fan. Who caused the incident, Giants fan? That is the Williams team principal in chat, ladies and gentlemen. Throwing stones. Let's hope he's not in a greenhouse. Will these wings be more reliable than Ryanair? Who knows, Pat? If it's going to get us to our destination, then possibly. But don't bank on your luggage being there when you land. Is it true or happy, says yellow? Neither, says Kiss. That's why
Jacobsen said he may have been desynced, which may have his incident there. I don't know. I mean, the lobby looks okay to me.
Yeah. Safety car is not coming in this lap, is it?
I do not believe so. Nope.
Excellent.
So there's another pit.
That means I can go and get a beer. Bear with me, because you mentioned beer earlier on. Big Mama Frank. What's Big Mama Frank gonna do though?
I think he's going. He came in to switch his tires, correct? So he's probably gonna go medium now the rest of the way, because he came in to flop his.
Oh, it's a new wing.
Because he started. Oh, did he get another?
Another
maybe
new wing.
Maybe last. All I can say is maybe last time he had that light green damage. Yeah. Maybe. And it doesn't automatically change it unless you tell them to, because this game is programmed so well.
I know who it was. Kostag. Look at Kostag. Don't count out the Greek god. Was it Kostag? It was the Ferrari, says Kayla. That's what I thought, says Kiss Me Axe. K-Sizzle's got it. So Kostag's up in P3, who caused a bit of an accident. I'm going to grab a beer. I'm going to let you run through the order, my friend, while Big Mama Frank catches up.
Sounds good. So here we are. We're on lap 3, and Drew Lassard just floating around the two Alfa Romeos, 1-2 right now. As the old team principal, I feel a little bit emotional, but no, we're moving on. Kostag is in P3, however. Apparently, we have some questions about him still being up there, so we'll see how that pans out. And then we got Big Mac Dan in P4, Fatweed P5, PWR Asylum P6, J-Joe all the way up to P7. We got Fake Mano in P8. We've got Landsharky P9, Moo Irons in 10, Patchy It's P11, Chili Willy, P12, Stig down to 13th, Semtex down to 14th, Prid King already up 5 to 15th, Technic Speedy 16th, Gary in 17th, and Big Mama Frank rounding out the field with Simon Colston and MB Jacobson both DNF'd.
Yeah, so
safety car is on its way in.
We're almost at the green flags again, and it's J-Joe, Asylum, Landsharky, Fatweed, and Prig King. They're the big winners so far. Oh, Kapachi and Chili Willy as well. They're the big winners so far as we are about to get racing again. Here we go.
Great run for J-Joe on PWR Asylum. I don't know if he's going to be able to... It looks like he's going to make the move into turn 1.
Kostag makes the move into turn 1 to go P2. But by the way... Oh, contact!
Oh,
2 cars out!
Looks like no... Oh, is that rejoin? Oh, my Lord. What am I watching?
Oh, no. What happened? Oh! Oh, my God. There's carbon fiber everywhere at the front. Cars are desyncing. That's PWR Asylum who's lost the front of his car. Certainly one of the end plates. There was a huge glitch there. And he's run into the back of somebody else. Fake Mano now up into P5 with J-Joe. J-Joe's gone from Mr. Saturday. Can he be Mr. Sunday? Up into P3, up 10 positions.
That Big Mac van silently drew Lassard, just slowly driving away from everyone.
Yeah,
however, that incident right in P2 there, I couldn't tell what happened between Kostag and Epic there.
Well, Kostag went up the inside at turn 1. And then it looked... Oh, no! As Landsharky loses the back end of the car by hitting too much curb.
Does he have damage? It looks like his wing is okay. He is going to carry on.
Chili Willy pulling in behind Stig on the home straight. We've got Chili Willy, Stig, Kapachi and Moo Irons. As Kapachi goes up the inside of Moo Irons. Is Moo Irons going to battle back though? We'll jump on board with Stig, who's going to get a front row seat to these 2 cars battling in front of him, and he might be able to join in himself.
Tough battle here, and this double left right-hander is... If you feel like you want to be able to make a pass, there's just not enough room.
No. The track gets deceptively narrow there, doesn't it?
Yep. Yep. And you think you have the speed going into that little hairpin, and all of a sudden the track just closes in on you, and you do not have the room to make the move that you wanted to.
Now, I'm watching Moo Irons. Moo Irons is leaping around all over the place out in front of Stig here. Stig, something happened with Stig there as well. I don't know whether this is my connection or not, but my word, the cars are leaping around like there's plenty of connection problems.
Yeah, I don't know if it's... I don't know what it is, because Jacobson said the same thing. That said he was in spectator mode as around, so like Qatar being buggy. I don't know if it's the lobby being buggy. I don't know if it's just being in spectator mode with it being buggy, because...
Oh, wow, frontline speed here from Stig in the McLaren, taking on the Red Bull of Moo Irons down into turn 1, not a million miles away from Kapachi.
Nope. Side by side through turn 1. Irons is gonna... Ooh, I thought he was gonna fight it back there, but let him go.
Well done to Irons there, I think.
Yep, I think the soft tires right there for Stig just paying dividends for him. I think,
What is wrong with my controller? Ah!
This is a close line here. We've got Kapachi. I believe that's already 3 seconds. Is that 3 seconds of penalties? It is 3 seconds.
Yes, he did catch 3. Yeah, he did catch 3. Yellow flags in sector 3. Don't see yellow flags on the screen.
Oh, I believe PWR Asylum has retired in the...
Oh, yes, he has. He's retired in the pits, man. That is early to retire in the pits on lap 5. Come on, bro.
Yep. That is a questionable decision in my eyes. I can't say anything because I only ever tried to retire once and I crashed into the pit, so I didn't get to retire. But that is neither here nor there.
Landsharky
But
catches
his car is
3.
gonna come out onto the track in front of Drew Lassard.
Oh, my word.
Right on. Oof. That was right on the racing line.
There's a whole tussle. There's 6 cars coming into turn. There's 7 cars coming into
Oh,
turn 1.
Lord!
Holy.
Asylum's car is just in the middle of the racing line. Oh, Lord. That is... Whew.
Oh, God. It's,
All right.
it's
I
pulled
think
off
he's
eventually. But
I
look
think
at
he's-
this tussle.
That was... Yeah. There are... Everyone from P7 down to P12, you could throw a blanket over at this current point in time.
A little bit of contact.
There's contact. Oh, man, these guys are not giving an inch back here. There's a spin. Technic Speedy look. I don't know if he was on the outside or the inside there, but and either Prid King or Semtex had a little bit of contact and sent him around.
Apache fighting with Semtex and with Chili Willy. Prid King catches 3.
The time penalties are already starting to add up here. Only on lap 7.
Lap 7, and there are already 4 drivers.
Track limits. Yep. There's
4 drivers
four.
over 3.
You're right.
Yeah, and then we've got Gary who's sped in the pit lane.
Yes.
Quick catching up
still,
with chat. Sorry, guys. My bad. I was watching Happy stream and it was definitely Kostag. Don't scare me like that, Kostag. I done reviewed it. What is happening? Com45 looks like he might be a busy boy this week. Sharky's crashed. No, the Ferrari needs to get taught how to go side by side, says Freddie. Qatar is so buggy. Echo, I agree. Alex, I agree. It looks real. It looks real buggy. Tier 3 lobby was bugged as well today, says Yellow. Ketchen, Echo, how'd you place today? P1, says Echo Alex. GG's, Echo. Jeez.
Just continuing on his great form from last season and the season before.
Yeah.
Guy always seems to be up in front.
Yeah, pretty consistent, Echo Alex.
Yeah.
Like what I've seen from him so far.
Yeah. He's got a heck of a battle going on here. You know, Fatweed is on the hards here. He holding close to J-Joe and Big Mac Dan. He could be in a pretty good spot for himself if he is able to, you know, hang on to the DRS of these 2 guys, you know?
Yeah,
he
is right.
You're right.
Mediums. He's right on the rear box there, isn't he? 2 tenths. Big Mac Dan picks up 3 as well, so that's going to be controversial towards the back end of the race. I'd suggest J-Joe might find himself under some massive pressure as they go down the home straight.
Take a look. I mean, mediums, I would say they kind of start feeling pretty rough around like 11 or 12 laps.
J-Joe into the inside on turn 1.
Ooh, a little sideways from Big Mac Dan. Fatweed is just sitting in the back watching. Pushes him a little wide. But if I were these 3, I wouldn't be attempting to battle so hard because you're pulling away from that little pack behind you. And that way, when you get towards the end of the race, you know, you can just kind of, as long as there are no safety cars, you can kind of, you know, pull yourself away.
How many safety cars have we had so far across the whole thing? We've had 1 here.
1 here so far. I don't know how many there were in Tier 3. I know there were none in Tier 5. I can guarantee you that. There were about 4 in Tier 6. I
oh, really?
For a fact. There were quite a few in Tier 6. They were, I feel like every 3 laps there was a safety car in Tier 6. But they stole all the ones from Tier 5 today. So
everybody steals everything from Tier 5. We've not had a safety car in months, goddammit.
I mean, this whole season we haven't had one.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a safety car since F120.
Yeah, at least 21 for sure. I mean, I don't know, and it's not even just.
I caused them most last year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we don't get one at Monaco to end the season this year, then there's something wrong.
Yeah. Well, no, because they'll put ghosting on as J-Joe does take that position back from Big Mac Dan. The gap 5 seconds now off to Drew Lassard. I mean, Drew surely just has to keep the car pointing in the right direction. It's a formality.
Yep. I think he has the pace. He showed it in quali. You know, well above everyone here today with the pace. Everyone else is very, very, very close, and I'm looking down at the time penalties right now, and they are really adding up. We've got Big Mama Frank with 6. Kapachi now has 6. Chili Willy, Prid King, Land Sharky, Kostag, and Big Mac Dan all have 3. So I think if you keep yourself clean this race, you could gain a bunch of spots.
Yeah.
Without any penalties here today.
Oh God, as the 2 drivers I'm watching, J-Joe and Big Mac Dan, both look to leave the asphalt surface and venture onto that red and white curbing.
Look to see. Syntex picks up a 3 as well. Ooh, a little sideways from Big Mac Dan, it looks like. That may give Fatweed a little bit of
here comes
run
Fatweed.
Down the straight. Oh, he goes to the inside. He may get them both. Oh, woof. Got that. J-Joe didn't have the DRS on that straight, so Fatweed closed up on him pretty quickly there.
3 more for Big Mama Frank. He is not having a good time at Qatar.
Nope. He's extending the track limits a little too much today.
Quick look at Drew Lassard.
Some people have good tracks.
5 seconds imperious so far from Drew.
Now's about the time where those hards start to feel a little better than the mediums do. So we'll look to see Fatweed kind of maybe pull past J-Joe here and try and separate himself from these 2.
Yeah, I mean, Stig's still out on those 10-lap-old soft tyres. Surprised at that.
I would expect Stig to be coming in either this lap or the next lap.
Yeah.
To throw on the hards.
We have to keep checking these penalties because there are more and more people catching 3.
Yep.
9 drivers now.
Actually has pit for the hards. He is the first one that looks like pull the trigger as Stig gets by Big Mac Dan on the softs because of the DRS. Those softs look very slidey right now, and Stig looks to be pretty much all over the place.
Yeah.
Looking at the tires, it's only Fatweed, Prid King, and Land Sharky on the hards right now. Apache who just pit. Of the drivers that still need to pit.
Semtex as well.
Oh, he is on the hards, yeah. I don't know how I skipped over him, but we've got... Yeah, so we've got 4 drivers going, looks like they're going hard to either medium, and everyone else decided to go medium to probably hard. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of them try and stretch them out to softs.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of the tracks though where there has been a varying strategy. Most of the tracks we go to it's medium hard and hard medium, and that's it.
Yeah.
Here, however, we get a bit of a change.
Well, softs were pretty powerful last week at Silverstone as well in the latter half of the race, that's the strategy I took today. And I think I ended up doing 10 laps on my soft tyres. They were okay at the end. It was just the fuel situation that killed me.
Yeah. Yep. And that was me as Fatweed gets the J-Joe straight. And those hards look to be a little bit better than him right now, as he seems to be pulling away just slightly.
Yeah, I guess for Fatweed now, can he start to try and reel that Alfa Romeo in?
I think Fatweed's best bet is they're going to try and just pull himself away from... Oh, we got a spin in the back. It's a Red Bull. Looks like Irons is in the wall. Oh. It's a safety car. That is a full safety car.
That means he's lost some of his front wing then. Yep. Yes, he has indeed. He's lost all of his front wing.
So this plays into all of the medium runners' hands.
Yes, and
pretty
Stig.
Perfectly here. And Stig exactly. He was waiting for this. He was waiting for this exact moment. Yeah. Now, do we see everyone go to hards, or do we see people try and stretch the mediums?
I think the mediums will go.
As,
I think the mediums will go 16 laps.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we're going to have 2 or 3 laps under safety car.
Yep. So I think mediums may be the strategy. So even the hard runners, that's we see literally everyone coming in.
Yeah.
We got speeding.
5 seconds,
all kinds of penalties being added in here. I think Speedy got one as well.
Fake Mano stayed out, did he? No, he didn't.
Fake Mano, no, he was just passing pits. But there are a plethora of penalties now. And we've got Big Mac Dan had 8 seconds. Fake Mano 8.
Did we get anybody to serve their 5 seconds there?
Gary will probably serve his 5 now.
He's coming
I would
in,
assume.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think he's going to be the only one. I think he was the only one with. Correct.
Yeah. So Big Mac got his 5 seconds before, did he?
Yes, he got it with. I think he got it right before Fake Mano on this entry into the pits here. So I think they both got it on entry into the pits this time around.
Hey Bops, how you doing? The quality time for Tier 2 was a 20.7 set by Drew Lassard. The next quickest time was a 21.1 set by Simon Colston.
Yeah.
Come on, McLaren boys, says Bops. Show penalties pretty, please. Caps. Yes, Freddie. Do you know what? I'd shown it even before you said I was pretty. Unless you were talking to Jim, in which case that's rude. Show tires? Yes. There you go, sir. Right, yeah, okay. Wow. So
hards and mediums.
Literally everybody apart from Big Mama Frank's been in, because Big Mama Frank had already been in.
Big Mama Frank has been in the pits a few more. He's running the true IRL Ferrari strategy today.
Yeah, he's had. Big Mama Frank has had 4 stops, and he didn't just stop in that. I don't think he stopped at that pit stop.
I don't think he did either, because he's got 2 laps on his mediums. So
unless he stopped that many times that he just didn't have any fresh mediums.
That could be too. Maybe he did stop, and those are the old mediums that he started the race on originally. I have no idea.
Okay. So what's happening from here then, Jim? You know, we've had, as you rightly predicted, we've had all kinds of thrills and spills in the first 14 laps of this 29-lap race. We're not even halfway yet. We've had 2 safety cars. What's going to happen next? Can you tell?
I do not know, but what I do know is now that J-Joe and closer to Drew Lassard, I think Drew Lassard got a bit. I mean, I think he does have the pace over them, but I feel like he was able to get away earlier because of that incident between P2 and 3 on the last restart. So I believe I would like to see what those guys can do, You're not
going to believe this.
When they're close. What?
Big Mama Frank is on stop number 5, and Gary's on stop number 4. Lord have mercy, says Bob.
On the softs.
The soft
they're
tires.
Both throwing on the.
That is a bold strategy. Let's see if it works.
That is a stretch, but I mean, I believe you're gonna go racing. I would say, assuming they're gonna catch up. So you're gonna have 14 laps on softs. That is a long way. But are they expecting another safety car?
Yeah. Well, lap 15 is under safety car.
Yep.
Lap 16 might be under safety car.
Yeah, if they don't catch up, then it will be. So
that's going to leave you 13 laps.
Yeah, 13. 13 is doable, especially maybe you get another safety car. My thing is with this track is there's not a whole lot of places to pass unless it's on the main straight. So I feel like softs really don't give you as much of an advantage as they do at other tracks like say Silverstone or other tracks that we've.
Well, I felt a lot when I threw the softs on. I felt a lot quicker and I had a lot more grip. I felt quicker.
I think you feel quicker, and I think they are quicker. But I think, especially now on a safety car restart with everyone being so bunched up, I feel like you're not going to gain, as much time as you truly want to. That was a late safety car call in.
That really was, yeah. So we're about to go green, guys. Just before we do, Remember last week we had an engineer in chat for Big Mama Frank who was taking the absolute glory for that good result from Big Mama Frank. He's going to take the glory again because he's just about to say, as we get going, Drew Lassard is clear down the road, followed by J-Joe, Fatweed, TRL Stig, Fake Mano Semtex, The Big Mac Dan, Chili Willy, Prick King, Technic Speedy, Happy Like Pies, Landsharky Moo, Irons, Capiche, Kostag, Big Mama Frank, and Gary. As we come into turn 2 and 3, Drew Lassard still obviously caught J-Joe napping ever so slightly there, 7/10, but Fatweed right on the rear of J-Joe. Is he going to make a move? Oh, Christ, that was a big desync. Yeah, so he's all or nothing. He's just given him a new strategy, Jim. So I'm wondering what the strategy is, and is it going to be successful?
We will. Only time will tell, right? Yeah. I mean, he's going to drive around with those softs. The only issue that I have is going to need for there not to be a safety car, because his 9 seconds of penalties will definitely a bunch.
Yes, for sure.
But this battle between Fatweed and J-Joe is going to be pretty insane here, I think.
It really is. I mean, Fatweed's pushing J-Joe around the corners at the minute.
Yep. I think if Fatweed has any chance of trying to catch Drew Lassard, he's going to have to dispatch of J-Joe as quickly as he can here. Maybe dump a bit of ERS down the straight. And
yeah, there he goes. J-Joe is dumping ERS to defend.
He's going to take the inside. Fatweed is looks like Fatweed is just going to sit in tow here. We've
One
got
more lap to do before DRS. Which means
we've got a bunch of time penalties through the middle here.
Gosh.
But looking at it from here, Technic Speedy, although he's in P10, everyone in front of him has either 8 seconds or 6 seconds of time penalties. So he could find his way all the way up to P5 if he stays close enough to everyone in front of him here.
Yeah, it could be a good day, actually, for Speedy.
Yep, Speedy. Epic wins as well. Both of them,
Yeah.
Both of them have pace. As long as they, I'm trying to see what tires they are on. Looks like...
Oh, my God. What is this? 4 cars coming into the 2 right-handers.
It's like, the Aston Martin's a little wide of Prick King's.
Wide. Did he come back on track safely enough? I think so.
Yeah, he did. He looks like
another 3 for... Oh, that's a wide-looking Aston as well. Prick King's wishing the track was about 4. Oh, my God, there's so many desyncs. Oh, that's a Red Bull, and it's Moo Irons out into the wilderness.
Looks like he is back. I don't know if he was forced out there, or if he just lost it coming around the last corner. I can't see. It looks like he doesn't have any damage. Looks like he's going to continue on. Safety car or VSC here.
Freddie's taking the title of best engineer in the country. Ethan's in a good position. Who's Ethan, by the way?
Yeah. Is that Technic Speedy? Is that his name?
I don't know. Must be. Oh, that's Fake Mano. Right? Picks up 3 seconds. He went real deep into there. He's going to be under pressure from Prick King now as well. Wants to maybe get himself off that curb.
Fake Mano burning ERS to try and keep up here. But I don't think... I think once you get under 20% ERS, you just lose the ability to stay with the people in front of you, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, Technic is Ethan. Right, got you. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, yes, correct. He is in a good
big move maybe from Fatweed. No, he has to back out in the end.
Looks like he's going to get...
Now he's under pressure from
TRS right now. Now he's on... Yep. Is Stig going to catch J-Joe? Ooh. He looked. He gave it a look. But for Stig and Fatweed, I think both of them need to find their way past J-Joe as quickly, because Drew Lassard is only 1 point up the road, and he is on hards. So the guys on mediums, they could have pace enough to catch up,
Yeah, too much fighting, mate. Too much fighting.
Yep. I agree.
You know, J-Jo is at present a moving chicane. They
He's
can't
doing
get
well
past
to block,
him.
though.
He is. He's doing a great job.
He's got the thing that I see being the issue right now is Fatweed has the left out of all of them. J-Jo goes a little wide there.
Great move by Stig.
Oh, what a move. I can't believe that stuck. That was an insane move right there.
That was one of the moves of the day.
And then, oh, he gets a little loose. They all get a little loose. Just more time penalties adding up for everyone behind. But now, the issue here with Fatweed is he needs to get past J-Jo, but J-Jo has the DRS from Stig.
Yeah, oh, and he makes a move. J-Jo makes a move down the inside. A little bit of contact, maybe.
Looked close. Couldn't tell. Stig goes really wide. J-Jo tries to fight it around the outside. Gets pushed a little wide. Fatweed is
what a great scrap
right inside J-Jo's gearbox now.
What a great scrap this is.
Fatweed seems to back up a little bit here. Give them a little bit of room.
Yeah, I think with the state of the lobby, I think that's a great move from Fatweed. I'm just gonna feather my brakes. Let these guys collect each other, and I'll pick up the pieces.
Yep. I agree. As we look further back into the pack, Epic has gotten by Speedy, but both of them are on no, so they are in really good to finish P5 and 6 right now.
Yeah.
On their way up. And even, I know it's crazy, but Gary, who right now is 16, would finish P10.
Yeah, wow.
If the race were to finish because of all the penalties that are in front of him. So Gary's just trying to hold it steady here and stay collected on. Oh, who is that? Out of the penultimate corner there.
You know what? Epic has closed the gap down to Big Mac Dan as well. He was briefly in striking distance.
Yep. He has the DRS now on him, so that's good. But he has no ERS. Looking through the field right now, there's not a whole ARS to go around. Seemingly has the most.
Oh, Kostag runs Gary wide, I think. Was it Gary or was it Capacci? It might have been Capacci.
It could have been Capacci. I think it was Capacci. I believe Gary was all the way in the back.
Yeah.
So he runs Capacci a little wide there, and Gary's allowed to get past. Got both Ferraris on 12 seconds of time penalty. Irons adds himself a 3-second time as well.
Yeah, that gap to Drew Lassard is now bigger. It's 2.5 seconds between Stig and Lassard.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I believe you have J-Jo just trying to hold on to Stig here, stay within his DRS, because that is going to help him massively from defending from Fatweed.
Yeah.
Big Mama Frank picks up. Big Mama Frank just out here choosing his own track limits today. Just racing however he feels.
15 seconds for Frank, and it's 12 seconds for Kostag, 11 for Fake Mano. And Big Mama Frank has had enough. He's into the pit lane. The Ferrari crawls into the pit lane, back into the paddock to be wheeled into the garage. He's had enough. We've had enough. No more track limit penalties, gentlemen, please.
But Midnight brings up a good point. The hard runners in the top 5, J-Jo, are both looking very good, because these medium runners, you know, once we get to lap, I'd say 26, 27, they're going to fall off pretty hard. And J-Jo's going to have that advantage to get back around Stig.
So what are we saying here then? Are we saying that J-Jo and Drew Lassard are 1 and 2? As Stig's actually taken 3/10 out of Drew in that last lap.
I think Stig can, he got a little look. Stig got a little loose there. Lost a little bit of time, but Stig is now out of. Oh, he's back. He's out of DRS for J-Joe's.
Okay.
Unless J-Joe I think J-Joe may have just squeaked it in. Barely. I think
he did have it. But guess who's got it? Looking at the rear wing from J-Joe, it's Fat Weed. 1/10 behind, almost 2/10. Not going to get close enough, I don't think, to make a move into turn 1.
But I believe Stig should be able to pull out here from J-Joe. And if J-Joe gets really loose. Woof. I don't know how he saved that and still kept it within the time.
No, exactly. Do you know what? If I'm Fat Weed, I am sick of looking at the back of that Aston Martin. He has been looking at the back of that Aston Martin for about 10 laps.
He's been trying all he can to try and get her. Freddie says to throw back on penalties, please.
Yeah, I've just thrown that in. It's safe to say Frank is washed, is what he also says as well. 14 seconds for fake Mano. Come on, Mano.
Well, that's a 5 seconds, so he's only got 9 seconds. True.
Oh, that's okay. Then only 9 seconds.
Yeah, only 9.
That means he's ran off track.
9
times 3.
9.
Yeah, 3 times 3. 9 times. 9 warnings.
Yep, 9 warnings. But then you look down, you got Prid King with 12.
Bless him.
So those guys have ran off 12 and 15 times.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Fatweed does indeed take the position from J-Joe. J-Joe must have got a little bit out of shape there, coming down into the home straight.
Like he was a little bit out of shape, and he did not get the DRS from Stig that lap. No. So that definitely aided Fatweed in getting around pretty swiftly there.
Yeah, and Fatweed actually, he's back up on the back of Stig. And Stig, by the way, has broken that 2-second barrier.
Yep. Like I said, the medium drivers definitely had the pace to Drew here, but I think they needed to do it a couple laps earlier. Because now we're getting to the point where the medium tires are just not going to be as good as the hards. I think they're going to fall off pretty significantly over the last 5 laps here.
10 laps. There we go. 10 laps they've been on these tires. Gary's been on the softs 9.
If Gary makes it to the end, I give him all the props in the world because on those softs. But like we said before, if he can stay close enough here, he has no penalties.
J-Joe must have made a huge error, you know. He's now 2.8 seconds off the back of Fatweed.
You know what? We didn't... Oh, J-Joe looks like he's getting loose on a bunch of these corners here. He's getting caught by everyone behind him.
He is in the lobby, right?
So, yeah. He is here. Yeah. Yeah, there's no AI.
Oh, Matthew Thomas in chat says, has J-Joe run out of fuel? That might be a problem.
Yep, he may be coasting around. I mean, I wouldn't think so with all the safety cars we had, but maybe he did. Maybe he's just not.
Him and Chili Willy are going side by side now. If he is running out of fuel, he's doing well to try and not battle too hard.
Looks like Prid King has a little bit of a yellow in the last sector, but he's continuing on. The only thing helping J-Joe right now, no time penalties, right?
Yeah,
so he's just going to try and stay along and ride in the train here, because even whether he finished in 4th or whether he finished behind these guys, if he finishes this close, he has no penalties.
Sure.
He'll finish ahead of both Semtex and Chili Willy here.
Yellow flag, sector 2. It's Kostag. It's the Ferrari Kostag. The Greek god, the professed Greek god, has had himself an absolute shocking race today. 18 seconds in terms of time penalties. He's found himself in multiple incidents. I think Com45 is going to be a busy team principal this week, Jim.
One thing I do not miss about being a team principal and taking... all week, you gotta chase all the incidents and figure everything out. It's just nice to have a bit of a break here.
Yep, it sure is. Chili Willy and Semtex trading positions then. Semtex taking the spot back. They're fighting side by side. There's a little bit of contact.
King gets another 3. Chili is diving into the inside. Those hard, but better than the medium. It's kind of that crossover point.
Yeah.
Where 12 laps, the mediums are kind of get a little bit iffy, and the hards start to feel a little bit better for about 3 or 4 more laps.
Yeah, I'm interested to see now that Fatweed's 6/10 behind. They're both on the medium tyre, so there's no tyre advantage. Same compound, same number of laps. Similar ERS. So Fatweed and Stig. So Drew Lassard only 1.8 seconds, but we've only got 3.5 laps left. I suppose the one thing is Drew fueled correctly. I don't see any red flashing fuel lights all the way through the grid. But I have to be honest, my fuel light wasn't flashing either, and I was running low.
Yeah. Mine was pretty much flashing from the beginning of the race and the end. Is Fatweed going to make a run here? Yeah. I was like 5. Fatweed.
Good
He gets in.
Switchback though from Stig.
Stig is going to fight it back on the inside. A little bit of contact on the exit. They are still side by side. As Stig backs out, just barely there, just a little bit.
Oh.
But now Stig is going to have the DRS coming down the straight the next time.
Yeah.
So, he dives in. This battle for second is going to be an excellent. We got a yellow. Looks like we've.
Grid King's retired.
Yep.
In the pits.
Suspect is coming out, probably going for attempting fastest lap. Bob says, "Come on, Stig, 5 Tig, whatever we want to call him today."
Come on, 5 Tig.
It's gonna be a battle for P2 here.
It really is. Fatweed and Stig are putting on a show, and that's what we like to see. J. Joe still clinging on to P4.
Fatweed. It seems to me that Fatweed is running a bit lower wings, because it seems that Stig is faster in the corner. But that whole, Stig had DRS that whole straight, and he only picked up. So, Fatweed must be running a little bit lower downforce here.
Yeah. And we'll soon see that in Sector 2, which is the twisty-turny technical section.
Yeah, see? Look at how much Stig picks up there.
Yeah. Oh, we're starting to get the glitch again now.
Yep.
On lap 28 or 29.
Yep. A little bit of an audio glitch, yes. It's going to be tough. Stig is going to need a real good run.
But J-Joe trying to make a run. J-Joe doesn't need to do anything here. Don't be silly, J-Joe. You can claim some points if you just sit where you sat. A Stig blows it on lap 28.
He picks up a 3 seconds. So now I would say Fatweed is probably not going to fight this position much, if at all.
Yeah, I think Fatweed will be real happy with his zero ERS, but 3 second window. As we enter the final lap, then it's Drew Lassard. Let's just watch Drew Lassard. We haven't seen much of Drew because we've been watching the battles throughout the rest of the field. Because Drew's dominated from the off, from the start of qualification. Drew's dominated, Jim.
Yeah, he has just put it all together, and like we said, right after quali ended, right at the start of the race, if he just keeps it straight and keeps it within the lines, he was going to have no problem today. He was just significantly quicker, I feel, over everyone else. But I don't know if he's on any warnings or not. But it's all Fatweed can hope for right now is maybe picks up an extra warning here. But if I'm Drew, I'm just coasting it nice and easy within the white lines here.
Yeah, I think Drew and Fatweed are just going to enjoy the last lap. They're deep into Sector 3. I mean, if I'm Fatweed, I'm almost going to let... Don't battle. Yeah, exactly. Fatweed, let Stig go through. Plays the sensible game. But it's Drew Lassard who weaves left, right, down the home straight to take the checkered flag and be tonight's Qatari Grand Prix winner for the Alfa Romeo team. It's Fatweed in the Red Bull in P2 with the McLaren of Stig P3 completing our podium. JJo does indeed jump a few positions up to P4 in the Aston Martin through penalties, and it's Technic Speedy. Technic Speedy jumps up to P5, Jim. Happy Light Pies P6 with Semtex P7, Chili P8, Land Sharky P9 in the Haas. Rounding out the top 10, it is Big Mac Dan in the McLaren.
That is exactly what we expected. And like I said, Technic Speedy had no time penalties. And look, he was driving around, what, P8, P9, most of that race.
Yeah.
And ends up P5 because he had, no time penalties. Same with JJo, like you said, he got passed by those guys in the middle, but he was able to stay close enough to them, and with no time penalties, ends up P4.
Yeah, superb. Congratulations to Drew. Congratulations to our driver of the day, Fatweed, as well. And that was a superb drive from the Red Bull driver, and of course the other person on the podium, which was Stig. So there you go then, there's your podium. It's P1 for Drew Lassard, the Red Bull of Fatweed in P2, and Stig P3 in the McLaren. We'll see if we can get him into an interview scenario. See if we have a bit more luck with it this week than we had last week.
Yep. Let's see.
Oh, gosh.
Good old tag.
Yes, Drew, how you doing? Of course there's an interview, Drew. Are you going to come through? Because you'll need to come into the interview waiting room and we'll drag you over when we get a chance. Normally we'd probably start with P3. So we'd probably want to start with Stig. Stig is indeed
Stig
in the waiting room. That's media box 2. Let's move him to media box 1 then, Stig. Media box 1.
There he is.
Here we go. Stig, how you doing? Oh, Stigatha.
Silence.
There is silence. Oh, and he's gone.
This is what happened with.
He's in media box 2. He's in media box 2. Should we drag him back?
Try and bring him in here. There you go.
Stig, are you there, brother?
Yeah.
Here he is.
There he is.
We thought you'd disappeared. Into media box 2. Oh my word, my Discord is all over the shop. Jim, do you want to do the interview with Mr. Stig?
Of course. Stig, excellent race from yourself. That battle, we watched the battle for about 10 laps. You unfortunately got a penalty towards the end there, but track limits are very questionable here, at best. So other than that, how'd you feel about your drive today?
It was pretty good, other than spinning under safety car.
Yep, we did see that. We didn't see exactly what happened, but we saw you lose about 10.
They caught the safety car. I wasn't paying attention, broke and locked the rears. So
yeah, well,
wow.
Hey, it happens to the best of us. But
yeah.
Hey, you recovered well and got yourself
other than that, it
up
was
into a podium.
just ERS management at the end. I got him at the line.
Yeah.
But that penalty. I tried to do the normal stay off track so you don't fly back on, but it didn't work.
Yeah. Some of the corners here that had happened to me as
yeah.
well. It doesn't work as well as.
I'm happy to keep it to 3 seconds though.
Yeah. There were quite a few 12, 15, and 18 second time penalties
there were
out there behind you. So.
I think the biggest was 21.
Oh my gosh!
It was pretty wild out there in the back. So we were trying to keep on top of it, but
yeah, I was pretty happy with my pace. It felt consistent, and it was weird that the mediums held on for so long.
Well, that was what we were talking about too. Is that we thought the hards were gonna, like, the last 3 or 4 laps, that the hards be able to overpower you guys. But
it almost felt like the hards were dropping off harder than the mediums, which is a very weird feeling.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
Well, good job, man. Hungary next week. How'd you feel?
I won't be there, unfortunately.
Yeah. Neither will I, unfortunately.
Well, there you go. Solo. I'm going solo for me next week.
I'm going to the IndyCar race next week. So.
You going where, sorry, mate? Where is it you're going, sorry?
I'm going to the yep.
Oh wow.
Yep. So
IndyCar doubleheader. So I get to miss 2 league races next week.
There you go. Good. Yeah. Well, listen, thank you so much. Well done tonight. Congratulations on your podium. Well deserved.
Thank you.
It was fantastic watching you battling with Fatweed and J-Joe all night.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Cool.
Adios.
Right, let's get Mr. Fatweed in then. He's our next man in the hot seat. I've noticed Drew's moved in with Moon Midnight as well. Mr. Fatweed. Hello, Mr. Fatweed. Are you here?
Is he here?
He's definitely here. He might be getting a drink of some variety.
Celebratory. I would expect nothing less.
Can we drag somebody else in here as well? Can we have 4 in here? So at least we've got somebody to interview.
Probably.
Yeah, we can. There's 4 people in now. Mr. Drew.
Yo, hello.
Hey, Drew. Congratulations. What a dominant run from qualifying all the way through to the end of the race. We didn't spend a great deal of time watching you. Got to be said, we were watching a lot of the battles in the midfield. But talk to us about your performance today. Number 1, qualifying, great laps, and then just move on to the strategy for us.
Yeah, so in qualifying, I knew I had good pace, so I was just trying to get a lap in and not invalidate, and my pace just kind of went from there. And then for the race, I was sticking to medium soft. And after the second safety car, I was worried because Stig, he had pretty good pace, so I was just trying to keep a distance from him. Other than that, I was just trying to keep the pens down and just take it nice and easy.
Well, I was going to say, if that's what it looks like, taking it nice and easy from you, when your banker was a 20.8 and everybody else was running in the mid-21s, I have to say, you like that track. Have you done a lot of practice during the week, or is that just kind of like natural pace you've got around there, do you think?
It's both. I feel like I'm just quick at Qatar, and then I put in a ton of time last week.
Well, there you go, guys. It shows if you put a bit of practice into a new track, that's the kind of result you can expect. So a 20.78, I think it was, in qualification, which put you 4 tenths, I believe, ahead of Simon, who unfortunately got caught up in an incident in turn 1 or 2. That set you on your way in terms of dominating in qualification, and then into the race, you've dominated not just throughout the course of the race, but via 2 safety cars as well. You were 5 seconds clear at safety car number 1 and 2 seconds clear at safety car number 2. So, and you finished 2 seconds clear as well. So there's a 10-second over 29 laps. 10 seconds is pretty substantial.
Yeah, it was just tough to keep that distance after the second safety car because it was 2 medium runners behind me.
Yeah. Well, J-Joe did an outstanding job for at least 5 laps. He was an immovable object, a moving chicane for at least 4 or 5 laps that wouldn't let Fatweed through.
Yeah, that helped a lot.
Yeah.
It's impressive to see you guys not have any penalties today, because if you looked towards the back of the field, we just talked about it. 12, 15, 18 seconds of time penalties everywhere. So to go through a whole race and not have any is quite impressive.
Yeah, it really was. Very well done. And next week, are you here next week? That's the first question.
I believe so.
Okay, well, if you're here next week and you believe so, that's a good start. Hungary, how do you fancy Hungary?
I haven't really done it much this game, but I'm pretty quick there, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Hungary's one of my favorite tracks. Not necessarily on this game, but just generally. I like Hungary. I've managed to on F122. I finally managed to quell my problem in Sector 2 of sending it right into a wall by adding a little bit more rear downforce. So it is one of my favorite tracks. I'm looking forward to it next week.
Yeah,
I think
I would be too, but I won't be here.
You're not here, but you
No,
and Pogs,
but I do
bugging me in Tier 5.
I do. Yeah.
Good. Hey. Well, next week then, Drew. Good luck to you next week, fella. Hope you run well. It will be my absolute pleasure and honour to call your race yet again. Congratulations yet again on tonight. Well done. And I'm looking forward to seeing what those championship standings look like as we move into week 3.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Absolutely our pleasure. You take care. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you too.
Good night, buddy. Well, there we go then, guys. What a race. Jim, that has to be right up there with one of my favourite races that I think I've done commentary on. Not because...
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Not because it was dominated so much by one driver, but because the tussles from P2 down to about P10, take the penalties out of the equation for a minute. The tussles and the closeness of those battles from P2 down to P10 was just fantastic to watch.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, there were every time it seemed that we looked into, deeper into the field, there were all battles, and I mean that's the kind of stuff you're looking for, right? As a commentator, as a racer, as
sure.
Anything that's part of a league. You just want close battles, and I mean, hey, it was a great race. Like I said, we didn't really pay too much attention to Drew today because he was just so dominant, but everyone else everywhere else was just all over it today.
Yeah. Well, kiss me axe as we get ready to call it quits for the Tier 2 stream tonight and send the guys over to Tier 1. I think Kiss My Axe has come up with a perfect way for us to end. He says, and he's speaking about Drew Lassard here, he's pretty much like the best there is, plain and simple. Like he wakes up and pisses excellence. 20.7. I mean, there's not a great deal I can say to that.
No, 20.7. That's the time that I was expecting to see as pole, and that was the pole. So that was where we're looking.
For sure. Pop, I have to apologise, mate. We don't have the results as it stands right now. I don't think. I'll have a quick look in the Tier 2.
Don't believe the telemetry will be up yet until we finish.
Yeah, the telemetry. Yeah, we've got did somebody run it actually? That's a good shout. I hope somebody ran the telemetry.
I'm sure someone did.
I hope somebody did. Semtex will have run it. Semtex will have run it.
Yeah.
JJo, how you doing? Yes, you did get P4. So Not Pop, we will have. Are you part of the community, Not Pop? Because if you're not, make sure you get over and visit us on our Discord. I think we've got the Discord is in a link underneath. Make sure you go and visit us, and you'll be able to see some of the race results as they come through. P1 Drew, P2 Fatweed, P3 Stig, P4 me. There you go, JJo. Who needs the full results?
P5 was Speedy, Technic Speedy. P6 was Epic Wins, and everyone else was penalty ridden. So I have no idea.
Did Prid DNF in the end? He did, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah,
he
Prid
retired in the pits.
Retired in the pits.
Yep.
Well, there you go. That's another fantastic week, Jim. Thank you so much for your company. Have you got any parting comments for our wonderful viewers?
I don't think so. I think it's a great day today. I mean, it was a great race. Hope everyone enjoyed it as much as we did, because I had a blast.
Yeah, me too, man. And I'm going to miss you next week. I've got used to, I did a whole season on my own last year. A couple of weeks with you. I feel like I found my box buddy. And you're not here next week.
It'll be just 1 week off. It's going on vacation, so
Well, you deserve a vacation, my friend, for sure.
So,
Absolutely.
but we will be back. We'll be back at it together week after.
Let's go.
But everyone enjoy next week.
Let's go. Okay, nice one. Listen, everybody, thanks so much. It's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from him. You take care. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Go and enjoy Tier 1. And then, of course, you mustn't forget the no assist tier. Those guys are crazy. They run no assists. They're mental. They don't... I mean, I can't even compute it. Go and enjoy the races. I'll catch you later. Jim will catch you in 2 weeks' time. And thank you so much. Have a bunch of fun. See you soon. See you later, Jim.
See you, everyone.